in their private sitting room, but his voice rumbled out of the open window, onto the terrace where Anna could hear every word. Said the Countess. It was amazing how she could fill such a small sound with so much disapproval, Anna thought. You know what Leopold is like, but she does at least come with solid academic qualifications. There was the rustling of paper. That must be the letter that Grandfather had sent about Miss Carter. He says that she speaks German, French, and Italian, and she knows all the best English schools. I suppose he thinks she will help to prepare Alexander. The Count grunted in reluctant agreement, but her words made Anna feel cold inside. Alex was 11 now, and she knew that very soon he would be sent away to boarding school in England. Going away to school was what boys in their family always did. It was what their father had done, and grandfather before him, and no doubt his father and grandfather before that. The Countess said that English schools were the best, and of course Alex must have the best of everything, for he was the crown prince of Arnovia, next in line to the throne after grandfather, and that meant that one day he would be king. Anna, on the other hand, would not be going away to school, not to England, nor to anywhere else for that matter. Although she was 13, 2 whole years older than Alex, in Arnovia, girls could not inherit the throne. It was always the eldest boy who was crown prince and heir to the kingdom. Anna was a princess, but a princess's education was not considered to be very important. When Alex went away to school, she would be left here. Left behind, she thought now. With nothing but more coaching from the Countess in deportment and etiquette to prepare her for a future of attending balls and making polite conversation, which was all that anyone expected of a princess. That was what the Countess meant now, when she said, Leopold says that the governess is musical and can dance. That could be useful to Anna. But she's so young, protested the Count. She must be scarcely out of the schoolroom herself. The pages rustled again, and then the Countess said, Well, perhaps that is no bad thing, Rudolph. Her voice was as precise as the tick of the ancient clock that had been passed down from generations of long-ago Wildesteins. Considering everything, a young girl may be easier to manage. Then her voice dropped lower, and Anna could hear no more. She walked slowly back along the terrace, taking care that her feet did not make more than the quietest scrunching sound on the gravel. Anna knew that princesses were not supposed to listen in at windows, or to eavesdrop on private conversations, or to do what Alex affectionately called sticking their noses where they didn't belong. If she were caught by the Countess, Anna knew she would be sentenced to even more time sitting at the hard backboard, embroidering the crest of the royal house of Wildestein on yet another handkerchief. There were few things Anna hated more than embroidery, and, worse still, while she sewed, she'd have to listen to one of the Countess's lectures about their family's proud history. Though, of course, the Countess didn't think the lecture was a punishment. In fact, she probably thought she was giving Anna a delightful treat. The royal house of Wildestein has a most distinguished heritage, she would begin grandly. Her jewellery would tinkle as she moved to and fro in a waft of lavender water and scented face powder, the train of her brocade gown trailing across the floor. Our family dates back to 1314 with the heroic King Otto the Wise of Arnovia. Anna had heard the lectures so many times she thought she could probably quote them in her sleep. Family history and tradition were impossible to escape here. In the ballroom, generations of her own ancestors seemed to watch her from the oil paintings that hung on the walls. There was King Otto the Wise himself, shown in a dramatic battle scene, brandishing his sword aloft. There was the Count, in full military dress, wearing a helmet with spikes on it and holding